Welcome to our Pyjamarama story time. Have you all got your gym jams on? I'm ready in my gym jams and I'm even underneath my duvet. I'm all settled in. I'm cooried in, as my dad would say. I'm all cooried in to read a story, and I hope you're all cooried in to listen to a story. So let's get snuggled down under our blankies and our duvets. You all comfy? Because today's story is called Hansel and Gretel, and that's been written and illustrated by Bethan Wolven, and it's been published by Two Hoops Books. Now, you may know the story of Hansel and Gretel, but I think this one might be a little bit different. So shall we read it and see if it is a little bit different? Or if it is the same story you remember. So there we go. That looks familiar. We've got Hansel and Gretel. They're in the woods. And it looks like they're dropping a trail of breadcrumbs. This must be the witch. Must be the witch. And it says, deep in the forest lived a witch named Willow. Willow wasn't like most witches. She was a good witch who only used good magic. Willow had even made herself a home entirely out of gingerbread. Doesn't that look like a yummy house? One day, while out in the forest, Willow spotted a trail of breadcrumbs, which she decided to follow. There they are. At the end of the trail, she found two children. We're Hansel and Gretel. What do you want? Demanded the children. Well, I'm worried these breadcrumbs might lead birds and mice to my gingerbread home, said Willow. Please could you help me clean them up? Hansel and Gretel didn't like this idea, so they left Willow to tidy up on her own. But Willow did not get angry, because Willow was a good witch. Get angry. When she arrived home, Willow couldn't believe her eyes. Hansel! Gretel! Please don't eat my house, Willow cried. But it's so tasty, Gretel said with a mouthful of gingerbread. Hansel and Gretel must be very hungry, Willow thought to herself. So she invited them in for dinner. While Hansel and Gretel made themselves at home, Willow used her best, most delicious spells to cook up a feast for them all. My goodness, that looks like a yummy feast, doesn't it? There's all sorts of goodies on that table. Unluckily for Willow, when she got to the table, she found that Hansel and Gretel had already gobbled up all the food. There's nothing left. But Willow did not get angry, because Willow was a good witch. It wasn't long before Willow had more to worry about than her rumbling tummy. Hansel and Gretel had found Willow's spells and wands and began to play with them. Please be careful with my magic things, Willow cried. Do you think Hansel and Gretel are going to be careful? But Hansel and Gretel still would not listen. The magic grew and grew and grew. Look what happened to the kitty. The kitty's huge. Once in the house to themselves, Hansel and Gretel agreed to get rid of Willow. Gretel pushed the witch into the oven, and the naughty twins carried on filling her home with spells. Oh my goodness! Until it was bursting with long before Willow's home collapsed. It was only made out of gingerbread after all. But this time, Willow did get angry. Oh my goodness. What is she gonna do? She's put them in the pot. What's gonna happen? She turned Hansel and Gretel into gingerbread people. Because Willow was not always a good witch. Oh my goodness. And look, she's built herself a brand new gingerbread castle this time. And she still has a giant cat though. So that was a rather different take on Hansel and Gretel, don't you think? And that was written and illustrated by Beth and Woolven and published by Two Hoots Books. So I hope you enjoyed this bedtime story. Now, time to have a stretch and get last night kisses and snuggle in under your blankies and go to sleep. Night night.